Hello, I am Logan Swenson at the University of Kansas, and my poster is Changes in Baseflow Sources During the Drawdown of a Non-perennial Headwater Stream. So my overarching question was, what are the physiographic and hydrologic controls on the variability in stream isotopic composition, and how do these controls change during stream drawing? My study site is the Kanza Prairie here in Manhattan, Kansas. And I'm looking at stream water isotopes. So this is oxygen 18 and hydrogen 2 that were collected during the dry down. So June, July, and August of a non-perennial stream. The first question I asked was, how do isotopic compositions of non-perennial streams vary? And I found that variability in 18O was progressively enriched during summer drying. And this is showing that from June, the network went from about 88% flowing to in August, it was only 8% flowing. And along with this decrease in hydrologic connectivity, we see an increase in variability in the isotopic composition. I then asked what factors influence this variability, and I found that this variability is associated with evaporative effects. So DXS here is a metric that basically indicates the degree of evaporation for a sample. So you can see that in June and July, when the networks are connected, there's a lot less variability in these points, but as we start getting these isolated pools in late summer, and the network groundwater inputs to the network are starting to shut off, we see a lot more variability in signal. And this greater variability is also associated with kind of hydrologic connectivity. So when the sample was collected, was it collected from a flowing part of the reach or a pooled part of the reach? And we can see that these pooled part of the reaches in August, there's a lot more variability you need to know. I then asked, what does this imply about the sources of water to these streams? I took two different approaches. Approach one, I used a Bayesian mixing model, where I took the stream flow 18O value and I unmixed it into two numbers. So that would be precipitation that fell less than 3 months, and then precipitation that fell greater than 3 months using a precipitation isotope time series. And I found that stream flow in early summer consisted primarily of water that had been stored in the subsurface for less than 2 to 3 months, and that there's a shift to older stream water contributions by late summer. The second approach I used was the young water fraction, and this was just to sort of confirm this Bayesian mixing approach. And the young water fraction specifies the proportion of water less than 3 months in age. So it's very similar to the Bayesian mixing approach. And I found basically the same thing, that the median fraction in young water for the 2021 water year across 10,000 different simulations was 58%. And that there's this bimodal distribution depending upon if you're fitting the model to early spring and early summer when the network is connected versus these isolated pools where you're getting a greater proportion of older water. So all this means is that spring rains and high intensity summer storms are routed rapidly through our city catchment as overland flow or preferential flow in the alternating limestone mudstone stratigraphy. And as storm events decrease in frequency, older water stream water contributions sourced from water transiting less permeable pore space are proportionally more important for sustaining flows.